The former White House press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre took shots at Karoline on national TV. The new press secretary didn't wait and fired back with calm facts and a razor-sharp edge. There was no shouting, no wobbling, just precision. The internet loved it. Let's set the stage and discuss what's going on. Karine Jean-Pierre sits on The View with her famous smile on, nodding at every softball.
Please welcome back Karinejeanpierre.
The topic turns to Karoline Leavitt and the Trump White House, and boom, the tone and the temperature changes. The hosts cue a clip. They roll a short bite from Karoline.
The Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals.
Indeed, that's a tough line about the Democrats, the border, and crime. The audience was not expecting this. Then they shared another one.
She posted a private message of a White House correspondent asking her who suggested Budapest for a planned meeting between Trump and Putin, to which Leavitt replied, "Your mom did."
Karine leans in and says, basically,
hearing that, it's deplorable. And I'm using that word on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, pause. First, calling a political statement deplorable is a loaded choice. It's the same word that detonated a national firestorm years ago. She used it on purpose to frame Karoline as beneath the office. That's not analysis, that's branding, and Karoline spotted it immediately. Second, the online trolling line? That's rich, because we're talking about a private message reply and a cheeky "your mom" joke that went viral. It's neither a press briefing nor an official statement. Celebrities on cable say worse every 5 minutes. Suddenly, a sarcastic reply is the death of democracy? Karine then pushes the classic talking point.
They don't seem to understand, this is the Trump White House, that they don't work for just one man.
Yeah.
They work for the American people.
True, the press secretary speaks to the American people. But here's what she didn't say. It's also the press secretary's job to push back when activists with press badges try to play smart, twist context, and run hit narratives. Respect for the press does not mean rolling over for performative outrage. Now, watch how Karoline answers, not on The View, but later on Fox. She doesn't outspeak, she doesn't dance around it, she brings facts.
Well, with all due respect to my predecessor, she is one of the main culprits of the greatest cover-up and scandal in American history. She took the podium every day and lied to the press about the incompetence of her boss.
That's the move. No insult, no contrast. Facts, and the reality everyone knows.
And I will just add, when you talk to the real journalists, not the ones who are actually activists that pose as journalists, but the people who actually care about truth, and there are some of those left.
Then Karoline hits the core.
They will tell you the Trump White House is the most accessible and transparent White House ever.
The president takes questions all the time. It's the actual back and forth, nothing staged or pre-planned. Trump engages media, takes the heat, and swings right back. Here, Karoline matches that energy with professional composure.
I'm very proud to work for the greatest president in history. I know Karine unfortunately worked for the most incompetent president in history, so I guess she has a reason to be bitter, but being bitter will not sell you books, Jesse.
Meanwhile, The View tries to package this as a crisis of decorum. It's synonymous to sit down and be quiet while we narrate your motives. But decorum without honesty is just theater. Let's talk about the "your mom" text. Did it make headlines? Yes. Did the internet go wild? Of course, it's the internet. But ask yourself, what was the context? Off camera, a White House correspondent pinged Karoline with a nudge about a supposed Trump-Putin meeting location. It smelled like a setup. Karoline's response landed like a meme sticker, fast, light, dismissive. That's not war on the press. That's, I'm not playing your frame. That's exactly why this rattled the View panel. Karoline didn't walk into their trap. She walked around it and faced them. We also have to talk about the ballroom freakout. Yes, the ballroom. The new administration is fundraising privately to build a larger White House event space so more people can attend. Presidents for decades have joked about needing it, and yet critics act like gilded thrones are being rolled into the East Room. Karoline swatted that away in seconds. Privately funded, modern, useful, and good for future presidents of both parties. That's the end of the story. That's how professionals answer. Calm, clear, and only facts. The View wants the rules to be, we can slam you, you must smile. We can call you names, you must apologize. We can question your legitimacy, you must praise our courage. Sorry, those rules are done already. Let's ask you, what did you think of Karoline's response? Was she right to push back on The View and Karinejeanpierre? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this debate is wild. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss the following story that's breaking the internet. Let's get back to the madness. Let's go clip style through the highlights and the backfire.
Hearing that, it's deplorable. And I'm using that word on purpose.
Yeah.
Karine chooses the trigger word. The panel nods while the audience reacts. But outside that studio bubble, it backfires. Meanwhile, Karoline stays composed and frames the attack as cover for bigger failures. Border chaos, economic strain, and messaging spin. Result? Karine's line trends for the wrong reason.
The White House press secretary is not about doing online trolling.
The narrative. A snarky text equals a threat to institutions. People aren't dumb. They know the difference between a meme-tier quip and official policy. Karoline's response is classic judo. She redirects to accessibility, transparency, and daily engagement with reporters. The internet loves the contrast. Performative panic versus professional pushback.
They don't seem to understand, this is the Trump White House, that they don't work for just one man.
Yeah.
They work for the American people.
Absolutely, that's the job. But all Americans includes millions who are sick of curated outrage and curated media. Karoline leans into that discontent by promising open answers, not open lectures. That resonates.
What's happening right now
that's right.
in this country than watching Donald Trump take a wrecking ball to the White House?
Yeah.
Privately funded improvements for a cramped, outdated event footprint. Karoline reduces the dust-up to one sentence and a smile. It ends there. That's communications discipline.
They will tell you the Trump White House is the most accessible and transparent White House ever. Not only does the president take questions from the press on a near daily basis multiple times per day, as he did today.
This is the kill shot. When Karoline says the president fields questions near daily, often multiple times, that's a testable claim. Reporters know if they're getting access. Viewers see the footage. Even skeptics admit the difference. The more critics yell troll, the more the tape says available. Here's the bigger picture. Karoline is rewriting the tone of Republican press rooms. It's not 2017 chaos and not 2021 vanish. It's daily friction with daily answers. Headlines will try to center the "your mom" quip because it's spicy. But the durable clip is the one where she lists clear contrasts, point by point, without flinching. You can tell how much damage a response does by how fast the other side changes topics. After Karoline's Fox hit, the ballroom outrage melted. The deplorable line fizzled. Suddenly, it was decorum again. When the goalposts move mid-segment, you know the first argument's face-planted. Bottom line, The View aimed for a moment of public ridicule. Karoline handed them a masterclass. So now it's your turn. Did her response hit the right tone? What would you have said to deplorable on live TV? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, because honestly, this whole thing is unbelievable. Until next time.